The night wind moved slowly across the African savanna, carrying the sound of distant drums and the cry of night birds. Under a sky filled with heavy stars, a lonely road cut through the land like a scar. Travelers feared this road after sunset, for elders said spirits walked freely here when the moon was young. On this road, a pregnant woman walked alone. Her name was Amina. Her feet were swollen. Dust clung to her skin. Her dress was torn and faded by many days of walking. One hand rested on her round belly, the other held a small cloth bag with nothing inside except dried leaves and old memories. Each step felt like fire, yet she did not stop. The wind whispered around her, almost calling her name. Amina had once lived in a small river village, where palm trees bent low and children laughed by the water. But life had turned its back on her. The man who promised marriage disappeared when her belly grew. The villagers turned their eyes away. Even her own family closed their door. That night, pain twisted inside her body. She knew the child was coming soon. Far away, a deep horn echoed. A convoy of black vehicles appeared on the road, lights cutting through the darkness. At the center rode Khalil Mbeki, one of the richest men in the land. People called him the Golden Lion. He owned land beyond the horizon, mines under mountains, and businesses across many nations. His car slowed when the driver saw Amina collapse by the roadside. Khalil looked out through the window. Firelight from the dashboard touched his face. For a moment his eyes met hers. Her gaze held pain, dignity, and a quiet plea. The night seemed to hold its breath. "Stop," the driver asked. Khalil said nothing. The drums in the distance grew louder, like a warning. An old proverb echoed in Khalil's mind, something his grandmother once told him by the fire. The road you ignore today may become the path your child must walk tomorrow. But Khalil looked away. "Drive," he said softly. The cars passed, leaving dust and silence behind. Amina watched the lights disappear, tears mixed with dirt on her face, but she did not cry aloud. She lowered herself to the ground near a dead tree. The moonlight touched her belly, and the child inside moved strongly, as if listening. Suddenly, the air grew cold. An old woman appeared from the shadows. Her back was bent, her eyes white like smoke. No footprints marked her steps. "The ancestors have seen," the woman said. Amina tried to speak, but the pain came again, stronger this time. The old woman vanished like mist. The drums stopped. Silence fell heavy and deep. Amina screamed once, then again. On that forgotten road, under watching stars, her labor began. And far away in his warm car, Khalil felt a strange pain in his chest, sharp, sudden, and unexplained. The night had marked them both. Pain rolled through Amina like waves crashing against rock. The ground beneath her was cold, but her body burned. She gripped the dry earth, her breath breaking in short cries that vanished into the night. Above her, the sky shifted. Clouds moved fast. The moon hid behind darkness. Wind rushed through tall grass, bending it low as if bowing. From the far hills, drums began again, slow, deep, and powerful. No village stood nearby, yet the rhythm filled the air. Amina knew these were not human drums. The elders used to speak of nights like this, nights when the spirit world drew close. She screamed as the final pain came. The child was born with a cry strong enough to cut through the wind. At that moment, lightning flashed across the sky. Fire seemed to dance inside the clouds. The drums stopped suddenly, replaced by a deep silence that pressed on the land. Amina held her son close. Tears streamed down her face, not from pain now, but from fear and love. She had nothing to offer him, no roof, no food, no name even yet. The ground beside her warmed. 3 shadows appeared, tall and silent. They did not touch the earth. Their eyes glowed like embers. One carried a staff carved with ancient signs. Another held a bowl of water that shimmered like silver. The third spoke with a voice like many voices together. "This child is marked," the spirit said. "He is born of pain and rejection," said another. "But he will carry truth like fire," said the third. Amina trembled. She bowed her head. "Please," she whispered, "let him live." The spirit with the bowl dipped its fingers into the water and touched the child's forehead. A symbol appeared briefly, glowing. then fading. "He will walk between worlds," the spirit said. "He will face wealth and hunger, love and betrayal. The man who passed you will meet him again." Before Amina could ask more, the spirits vanished. The wind softened. The drums faded into memory. Morning light came slowly. Amina wrapped her baby in her torn cloth. Her body was weak, but her heart was strong. She named the child Sefu, meaning born for purpose. Days passed as Amina moved from place to place. Some villages gave water, others chased her away. Hunters watched her with suspicion. Elders whispered when they saw the child's eyes, calm, deep, and knowing. In the city, Khalil Mbeki woke from restless sleep. He dreamed of fire, drums, and a crying child standing on a road of dust. Each night, the dream returned. His chest felt heavy. His doctors found nothing wrong. "Riches do not block destiny," an old healer told him. Khalil laughed, but unease followed him like a shadow. Back on the land, Amina collapsed again near a river village. An old hunter found her at dawn. He saw the child, then the mark faintly glowing on the boy's skin. "This one is not ordinary," the hunter said. He carried them to his village. There, under a roof of grass and smoke, Sefu slept peacefully for the first time. Outside, elders gathered. Drums were brought out. They spoke of omens and old prophecies. Far away, Khalil felt a sudden chill. The ancestors had begun their work. Sefu grew faster than other children. By the age of 7, he ran like the wind and listened like an elder. He spoke little, but when he did, adults fell silent. His eyes reflected firelight in a way that made people uneasy, yet comforted at the same time. Amina worked hard. She carried water, cleaned homes, and cooked for others. She never spoke of the night on the road. But sometimes, when the moon was full, she would wake in fear, hearing drums only she could hear. One evening, an elder called Mama Nuru asked to see the child. They sat by the fire. Smoke curled upward. Crickets sang. Mama Nuru gently rolled back Sefu's sleeve. The faint symbol appeared again, glowing softly. Her hands shook. "This mark belongs to the old stories," she said. "A child who carries it brings change, sometimes healing, sometimes destruction." Amina's heart tightened. "Will he suffer?" she asked. Mama Nuru stared into the flames. "All who carry destiny suffer first." Far away in the city of glass towers and sharp lights, Khalil Mbeki stood before a crowd. Cameras flashed. Applause filled the hall. He had just announced a new empire project, yet his smile did not reach his eyes. That night, a letter arrived. No name, no return address. "The road remembers you." Khalil dropped the paper. Sweat covered his face. Back in the village, trouble came. A traveling king passed through, guarded by warriors. His diviner sensed power. When he saw Sefu, he ordered the boy brought forward. "This child does not belong among farmers," the king said. "He belongs in palaces." Amina fell to her knees, begging, "He is all I have." The king hesitated when Sefu met his eyes. "I will return," the king said. "Power always finds its own." From that day, shadows followed the boy. Sefu began to dream of tall buildings, fast roads, and a man with a golden ring. He did not understand the images, but his chest burned when he woke. One night, as drums echoed from far mountains, Sefu spoke words no child should know. "The man who left us will bow." The elders gasped. Amina wept quietly, knowing fate was moving again. Before warriors, elders, and machines, the truth was spoken. A diviner tested blood with ancient rites. Fire confirmed it. Sefu was Khalil's son. The crowd roared. Drums beat wildly. The ancestors answered. Khalil wept openly. "I was blind," he said. "My wealth made me small." But power demanded a choice. Khalil gave up his empire rights. He stopped the project. He bowed before Amina and Sefu. The land breathed again. Spirits circled unseen. Khalil returned to the village, not as a king, but as a man. He built schools, wells, and homes, guided by elders. Sefu refused riches. He chose to lead with wisdom. Amina watched, peaceful. The road where she once suffered became a place of remembrance. Drums were played there every year. The elders taught children one lesson above all: never abandon a soul in need, for the road you ignore today may return as your greatest test tomorrow. And so, destiny rested.